We're all right here for any other 27 Oz. From operating because the right-hand guy to one of the maximum outstanding contributors of the display to beginning a profession as one of the maximum a-hit mine bosses out in the Klondike, here's how Rick Ness observed the largest gold mine ever. Those who've the pleasure of understanding how first-rate the Gold Rush TV show is can be able to inform you ways captivating the characters on the display are. If the enthusiasts of the TV show that's broadcast by the Discovery Channel aren't fascinated by the charming adventures undertaken by way of Parker Schnabel, the promising younger miner who grew to meet his capability as a gold miner for the duration of the 14 seasons of the display, they were interested in watching Tony Beats, the wily veteran of the show, broaden from a representative to the so known as King of the Klondike. Considering this, you could forgive lovers for forgetting about Rick Ness, one of the initial solid contributors of the show. Although he did begin his profession on Gold Rush all those years in the past, returned in 2010, he might not be so popular at the display because he began out as Parker's proper hand guy. Following 8 seasons with the proficient miner, Rick determined that perhaps it become time to stand on his personal 2 toes as a gold miner. At least that may be what people idea became occurring while he lower back throughout season 9 of the show as a mine boss. Since then, Rick and his fearless group have determined to tackle the cruel and unforgiving situations of the Klondike. It's gotta be another option. None people want to stroll domestic empty-handed so that they could come away with that candy gold. Soon, Rick and his group will find that their paintings obtainable inside the Klondike area of Dawson City in Yukon, Canada was greater than only a look for gold. Indeed, they'd soon find out that they had virtually set off on a journey of a life. This adventure could show to be filled with memories of trials and tribulations, as well as stories of success that could go away. The Gold Rush Network captivated by means of the gold miner. Tailings are all the manner lower back within the shoes container we are dropping gold. Shut that component down. When you look at how the fanatics were occupied with this unique mining employer run through Rick Ness, you would locate that they possibly located it so fascinating due to the fact that they had probable by no means visible a person take care of all the pressure and uncertainty of the gold mining enterprise, just like the primary man himself. Even possibly seriously remember shutting down camp, geez. Even all through his days as Parker's foreman and proper hand guy, crewmen and viewers at Domestic were quite impressed with the composure proven by way of Rick whilst dealing with the all-the-time unforgiving conditions of the Klondike and the troubles that came with it. Going forward, he carried on with this stage of competency, following his return to the show in its 9th season. Looking to hit the street jogging, Rick and his men hung on progressively to overcome numerous boundaries so that they might extract 150 ounces of gold from the mines at some stage in his first season as a mine boss. Pretty extraordinary, don't you suspect? That's our largest gold weight ever. Yeah, boys, that's amazing. It proves to be a testament to his and his team's tenacity and strength of will, while as a whole lot as it helped him affirm his status as a gold miner, he became capable of win the admiration of the fans and the honor of his peers, whilst he become in a position to triumph over several limitations that each one those miners needed to face themselves. Soon this trial by means of hearth began to assist the brand new mine boss, benefit the enjoy that he wanted, and via season 11 of the display, he was able to extract extra than 1,000 ounces of gold from the soil, which helped him and his team make 2 million or extra. One could say that this was finally the season that he had reduced his enamel when it came to being confirmed as equipped mining boss, and we can be pressured to believe them. Following this achievement in Season 11, Rick decided that it become time to push the ante a little bit similarly via aiming for a larger target within the destiny. I imply it's scary due to the fact it is a big commitment. However, it is also exciting due to the fact, I don't know, I'm going to person on my very own floor. That's why he figured it might make a variety of sense to extract 2,000 of gold from the mines inside the Yukon at some stage in Season 12 of the show, we assume that made feel too. Not best would it convey them extra cash, it had additionally helped them solidify their reputation as gold miners. However, Rick could soon discover that occasionally, plans are less complicated made than completed. The issues along with his goals quickly became clean, while he found out that he might not have the variety of guys that he needed to attain his new 2,000-ounce goal. In order to combat this trouble at the start of the season, Rick determined that the great component to do is to improve his operation by buying some large, half-one $0.00000 device to atone for this lack of guys on his body of workers. Incredibly, this regarded to work due to the fact on the cease of the season, Rick reveals that this high-priced equipment helped him and his team extract 2,047 Oz of gold from the strains that season. However, this achievement might end up being quick-lived, as Rick needed to take yet some other hiatus from the display even earlier than he could completely enjoy his victory. Turns out that he had to address some pressing issues that needed some addressing right away. He have been stricken by some melancholy, and as all of us recognize, one have to take the utmost care of their mental health. Thankfully, the rest of the team, alongside the enthusiasts returned at domestic, had been understanding enough to allow the man have his spoil. That's why they must have all been so excited once they realized that the boss becoming returned to the show while season 14 started out. They could not wait to peer if he may want to pick up from where he remaining left off, and hopefully, this can result in the discovery of even greater gold than ever before. However, before he ought to spark off on any more gold mining adventures throughout the season, he observed that he needed to enhance the capital had to fund this bankruptcy of his gold mining career. That is why he should have been gutted while he had to sell his mom's home to make the money he had to input into this new gold mining enterprise. Hopefully, Mama understood that that is what needed to be done for him to succeed in his new venture. At least he'd nevertheless have the fanatics, who are ready with plenty of eagerness as they hope that he will be capable of surpass his previous highs that he changed into, able to attain before his career becomes so suffering from his mental fitness. Well, they will be overjoyed to discover that those figures of the beyond have been chook feed in comparison to what he has been able to extract from the mines this time round. With such a lot of Oz of gold being extracted from the mines in the Klondike place, it looks like Rick and his team are there for extreme business. Someone's got to get Mama that brand new residence, in spite of everything. It must be wild for the fanatics to watch as Rick transformed from Parker's right-hand guy to the successful mine boss that we see today, particularly as he had been able to line so many ounces of gold from the soil. While they had been most effective midway through the season, what kind of paintings charge is that, if anything? His accomplishments inform us a story of a person who become geared up to go through any trouble in order that he can attain his goals, in particular, after the tough times that he had to undergo in the course of season 13 of the show. This become when he took that tons-wished time to work his manner through that seasonal melancholy. Well, something he did at some stage in that point have to have worked wonders because he returned to the show to become a gold-extracting gadget, in contrast to every other who had made their way to the Klondike. To be honest, these traits of tenacity and sturdy will in the face of adversity had been visible in Rick, even if he became Parker's assistant. His potential to analyze fast and adapt to complex conditions helped him lower back then and now. He is reaping the rewards of his intelligence and joy as he enables his group extract enormous riches from the mines. The fans ought to have cherished to watch this progress too, particularly from the time he decided to face on his own as a mine boss again in season 9 of the display. You guys realize I've been talking for years now about gold mining by myself, and as you are aware of its effing happening, they have to have cherished how he advanced from simplest, believing that he can extract best about 1,000 Oz of gold from the mines, to now believing that they can extract nearly as much as 500 Oz of gold even before they've spent half of the season out on the mines.